Hello, hello, hello to all my uniques out there. This is your favorite girl, Akudo. Welcome to your unique chat. This is a chat where I invite people to come. This is the first time we're doing this. So my daughter is our first guest. Introduce yourself.
My name's Casey or Kosi, and as she just said, I'm her daughter.
That's my daughter. Do we look alike? All right. For today, I had to bring somebody that is young because we are talking about social media platforms, the DMs, the secret messages that people send. And we're going to talk about why is it, the first thing is, why is it that people think it is okay to give a false narrative of who they are on social media? Some people that are married want to
Mhm.
pretend they're single.
Mhm.
Those that are single want to pretend like they are engaged or in a
Mhm.
relationship. Why? Why do you think so?
I think it's because society puts so much pressure on the younger generation, and then because with that pressure, we also have a lot of access to technology. So that bridges like when people compare themselves to certain pictures they see, you have to think about yourself. Like, would you post your ugliest picture? You're gonna take 100 pictures, or you're gonna post your best. So before you compare, before you look at the next person, you have to remember that we're all trying to put on this facade to show our best side to the world.
Okay. And then for me, I think it's a scam, especially when they come up and they know clearly that you are a married woman.
Mm-hmm.
You have it on your page, you're a married woman. Everything, all the pictures on your page is about your family, your husband, your children. And then they still come to your DM to tell you, hey, babe, I like you. Are you happy?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not happy, are you the one that is going to make me happy
Yeah,
on Facebook?
yeah.
So what do you say to that?
I think it's just people thinking that they can get away with things. Like some people think because in person they wouldn't have said that to you. They probably
Mhm.
wouldn't have even looked like been able to have the courage to do that because social media gives us a barrier to the things we can actually do. Like people, men now have the guts to do things like that. When if they would have saw you in person with your ring on, they wouldn't even approach you. So social media just gives like this false courage to people sometimes.
Yeah, and I want us to let me get the definition. You guys know I always like to go to my Google. So let me get the definition of what that word scam that we use, what it means. It says it's a dishonest scheme or a fraud. Do you think that when, let's say I know I'm a married woman, and then I go to Facebook and I see maybe pictures of men that I might be interested in, then I want to pretend like I am not a married woman. I want to DM them, ask them for a date. It's like social media is now like a dating site.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody goes there to pick up, who. So do you think it's dishonest? Do you think it's fraudulent for people to do that? Or do you think, it's left for the person to say yes or no?
No, I think it's a scam because I think it's not fair. Like if somebody's thinking like, oh, if I'm like a single woman and I think like I found the love of my life, you're talking to me every day, like you're taking me out on dates, you're sending me money, and because you're posing to me that you're a single man, I think that's people think that when you say scam or fraud, they think of like big things, like
Money.
yeah, they think of
Mhm.
big things or people really tricking people out of something big, but it's even the tiny things like that. Like you scammed me, you tricked me. If you got me to send you money, or if you got me to spend time with you and go on dates or pay for dates, and you're married, you lied to me, you tricked me, it was dishonest of you.
Yeah, and the problem is that most of these men, some of them will come up with lies. Even women,
Mm-hmm.
some of them will say their wives are dead. If you
Yeah.
if you call them on it and say, "Hey, I went to your page and I saw that you're a married man or whatever," they will lie and say, "Oh, my wife is dead."
Yeah.
They put things on their wives just for what?
Mm-hmm.
That's the most important thing. For what? If you are tired of that marriage or you want to go date somebody, then leave. Why are
Yeah.
you going to tell people a lie that your wife is dead? I've even had men say, oh, there was this guy that said the wife was diagnosed with cancer and that the wife has only 3 months to live. It's a lie. The woman is
Yeah.
a healthy woman out there. And men, and I want to talk about women too, because this is not about, bashing the men or what.
Yeah.
Women also do it. What do you say about that?
Women also do it. They'll pretend like they're single so that way they can talk to like sugar daddies or talk to men and get men to pay for dates, get them nice things. Meanwhile, they have a boyfriend or a husband too. Women do it a lot as well.
Women do it a lot too. So it's not like this is an equal opportunity offender. He's not choosing gender.
At
It
all.
can happen to a woman. It can happen. For me personally, I think it's disrespectful. For me, I don't know about others, but I think it's very disrespectful. You see my pictures on Facebook. Let me use myself as an example. You see my pictures on Facebook. You know, I always post my husband, my children. You know, it is clearly written down there that I am married.
Mhm.
Everything I talk about is marriage. Why would you come to my DM and start telling me how you love me? How am I happy? If I'm not happy, you're going to make me happy. For me, I think it's disrespectful because
Mhm.
you have not respected me.
Yeah.
You have not respected my husband. You have not respected my children, and you think this is okay.
Yeah.
What's your idea about that? Do you think it's disrespectful, or
Yeah.
some people think it's flattery? Like, oh, I am still beautiful, that young men are coming for me. For some people, but for me,
Mhm.
it's disrespectful.
Yeah, no, I think it's disrespectful because if it was flattery, if you consider that flattery, then your bar is kind of really low.
Really
Like
low,
you, like
exactly.
because people are gonna try to talk to you, like men and women. They're gonna try to talk. There's some people that will talk to anything walking, so you can't consider it flattering that they're trying
Anything
to.
working.
Yeah, you can't consider it flattering that they're trying to talk to you. Like they don't really care about you. It's just talking to somebody they're not supposed to. Talking to someone that's married, doing the
That
wrong thing.
excitement.
That excites them
Mhm.
more than actually talking to you.
So you made a very good point, because most people, I hope my uniques, you guys are listening. This is just a girl's talk. We're just talking. Most women think, oh, because every man is coming for me, I
Mhm.
must be very beautiful.
Mhm.
Because every man is asking me out, I must be very gorgeous. No, my sister, most of the time is not.
Yeah.
Sometimes most men do it because they just like women. They just,
Yeah.
anything that is a woman that is walking, like she said, they go for it.
Yeah.
Some other men like to do it because they want to have what they can't have.
Yeah.
It's like a risk thing. Oh, you know what? If I can't have her, I'm going to go have her.
Mhm.
Just like a conquest, something,
Yeah,
just
just to say
conquer
I
you,
did it.
and just to say I did it. And some other men just do it because really they like you and they want to, bring you out of whatever marriage you are in or what. But my sister, don't be deceived. It's not all about. There is something my mom used to tell us when we were young. My mom would say, that when people go to the store and everybody goes for a particular thing, that most of the time that thing is on sale
Mhm.
and that thing is cheap.
Yeah.
So don't think because your girlfriend over there has 50 boyfriends and nobody is asking for you, that means she must be more beautiful. No,
Yeah.
she might be cheap over there, or she might
Mhm.
be doing things that you might not want to do.
Mhm.
So don't always have it in your head that, oh, that person must be more beautiful. Or if I'm a woman and I'm married and young boys are coming in my DM, oh, I still got it, girl. I can still
Yeah.
get. No, 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 no,
Mm-mm.
no. Most of those young boys also are looking for sugar mummies.
Yeah.
They are looking for people that
That'll
will
spoil
give them
them.
money, spend money on them. So it's not all about love. You might be a 50-year-old woman and that 20-year-old boy might actually like you. I don't know. But most of the time, have it also at the back of your head. He might be there just because you are the sugar mommy.
Yeah.
He might be there because of the money, the attention, whatever you give, that he cannot get from children of his age.
Yeah.
So and just like the men too. I had a conversation with one of my uniques. Let me tell you guys this story. This guy wrote me. He has been married twice. He divorced his first wife with 4 children. According to his story, he married the second one, divorced her after 2 children. So now he's telling me he's a 73-year-old man, but that he has this 22-year-old girl that is madly in love with him.
Mhm.
So I replied back and I told him, I said, are you sure she is really in love with you, or she is in love with what you can offer? You are a pharmacist, you have your own pharmacy,
Yeah.
a place, you are rich, you live in a mansion. Do you think this guy actually, this is a 73-year-old man and a 22-year-old girl, the same age with you?
Mhm.
That's 51 years difference.
Yeah.
I said, so are you sure? He said, oh no. And then he got upset with me because he felt I was too honest. I told him, I said, let me be honest with you, my brother. I don't know who this girl is, but I think it's all about the money,
Yeah. More
because
than likely.
it's all about the money. So I also tell not only my sisters, I also tell my brothers. And since that time, he was upset. He said, okay, I'm gonna prove you wrong. I'm gonna. And then maybe a couple of months, about 7, 8 months along after that, we had the conversation. I called him. I was asking him, okay, so how are you doing? He said, oh, the girl left me. I said, I told you. The girl left me. So most of the time, even for men, it's not about how young of a girl I can get.
Mhm.
Because some men also want to prove I can get any man, any girl I want.
Mhm.
I can get, no matter how young, I can still get a 21-year-old girl, a 22-year-old girl. but the motive behind the getting is what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, so now let's talk about some of the things that these people send in the DMs. Can some of them also be real? Like, can you really fall in love from these DMs or from these social media posts?
I think yes and no.
Okay.
I think yes because to an extent you can, because it's all about really communication. But I say no because through social media, with that whole aspect of people only show you their best selves, it's really hard to fall in love through social media because they're showing you still their best self. You don't see how they react on a daily. You don't see, all you see is them having 5,000 friends on Facebook, but in person they probably have no friends. Like maybe they're mean to their friends, maybe they have bad character, but you don't know these things because all you see is a Facebook Messenger chat every single day and their pictures. So I think like it's possible, but it's really hard to sustain it if it's only online.
And another thing I think, like you said, for it to get out of, for it to be a yes, he has to get off online.
Yeah.
That means if you guys might start online,
Yeah.
but once you guys connect and you're talking, now we have to leave online and start meeting in person
Mm-hmm.
and start getting to know you. Because if it's going to be a relationship only online,
Yeah.
my sister, something is wrong. If he cannot do a FaceTime, he cannot do a Skype,
Yeah.
he cannot do any communication where you need to see him or you need to see her. It's only on, voice.
Yeah.
Then something is wrong. But if people, because of the way the day and age we're living in, most people don't go to the clubs, or those people don't go to churches, or most people don't go to places,
Yeah.
the park, places where you can actually meet somebody. So most of the time online is now it for us.
Mm-hmm.
So you can meet somebody on Facebook or Instagram or Twitch or whatever you guys have out there. It's okay. But if you want it to be serious and you're interested, take it offline
Yeah.
and meet the person in person. Remember, go watch my video on online dating. Meet the person in a public setting. Make sure you make a plan. Let it be light. Don't go plan for a movie, a 6 course meal. Then go after that, go watch a movie, and then the person shows up, and you're like, oh, what am I gonna do with the rest of my time? No. So do something like grab a coffee, so that if you don't like the person after the coffee, you can move on.
Mm-hmm.
Just make sure, go watch my video on online tips for, I think it was 10 tips on online dating. So that you can be safe out there. And make sure you tell somebody where you're going with this stranger. Don't just get up and say, let me go sneak around. This day and age is not the time to sneak around, because that might be the last time you will
Yeah.
ever come back home. So you have to tell somebody, share your location. I always tell my children, share your location, so that, now we have iPhone where you can share location. So we actually know where you are. In case anything happens to you, somebody might say, okay, please. I remember Akudo told me she was going to Applebee's.
Mm-hmm.
Go check in Applebee's, and this is the person she was going out with, and stuff like that. Okay, so now let's talk about this DM we talk about. What about people that use DM now to show their body parts? They're exposing themselves on DMs, on Twitter. Is this the new thing? Is this like with your age? Because I don't think my age we were doing that.
I think I don't know. I think it's always been around because like there's always been trolls that like there's no profile picture, or they have a profile picture from Google and they're just sending inappropriate pictures. All you do is like just block them and keep them moving. Like I don't know. There's weird people. I don't know. People are just weird. There's just weird people like that in the world.
They are really weird people. I'm telling you, they don't even know who you are. And they will just come and they will send you pictures of themselves or send you videos of
Yeah.
themselves. My sister, my brother, if you get those ones, delete, delete,
And
delete,
block.
and block. Don't just delete, because when you delete, they will come back. So you delete, you block. Block on every messengers, Facebook, block them
Yeah.
everywhere so that they cannot, because most of the time, the society is so bad. People will send you these videos and you don't know, you click on it and you'll be there watching what you never thought was
Exactly.
possible. And then most of the time, there's something my daughter taught me. For those of us in the older generation, my daughter taught me something. She said, Mommy, when people, what's that called? FaceTime?
Mm-hmm.
When people FaceTime you, don't put your face to answer. My daughter was, I didn't know, that's why you have to keep these young ones around so they can tell you. She told me, Mommy, don't do that, because most of the time people are inappropriate. And once you put your face, they will snap it,
Screenshot.
they will screenshot. That's the word. They will screenshot it. And once they do that, that is your face showing and whatever they are playing on the background. How are you going to deny
Explain
that?
that.
How are you
Yeah.
going to explain to the world oh, that's me. But when I clicked, I didn't know who he was, so I blocked him. It's too late. That's the society we live in. Those of you in my generation, please, please be very careful. These children, this generation, the world is using this social media for things that I don't think the people planned for it to be used for.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this was what Facebook had in mind. Or, when he was doing this Instagram, I don't think this was what he had in mind. So you have to be very, very careful. But my daughter taught me that. She said, Mommy, don't do that. When they call you, or if it's somebody you don't, if it's somebody you know, then you can answer. But if it's somebody you don't know, move the phone away from your face,
Yeah.
move it somewhere else, and then answer and say yes. If it's something you think, then you can go talk to. But if it's so that if they're showing any nudity or they're doing anything over there on the DM, your face is not there, because once your face coming, they will screenshot it and that's it. Then they will have something to say. Oh, guess what? I was talking to Akudo about this. We'll look at what we're doing, and how can you explain it away?
Exactly.
So talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah, it's just like the same thing I told her. Like, there's always gonna be, and you can't really tell who it is because, you're just adding people, like you're adding friends,
Especially
accepting
for me,
requests.
because I post videos of empowerment. So I accept requests.
Yeah,
I accept on Facebook. So you don't even know those
yeah,
people are
you
not
don't
really
know.
my friend. I don't know them.
Yeah.
You
So
know.
when, like, and normally, like, if you turn your messenger, they're gonna like just start messaging you like crazy. All you have to do is just literally block them. Don't bother. Don't put your face in the camera. It's always those ones that keep calling. Like, as soon as you log into Messenger, you just keep calling, keep calling. Don't answer, because if you don't know them, why are you answering? Like, don't answer. If you're still scared, message them. Hey, what do you need? More than likely, they're gonna do something inappropriate. Just go ahead and just block them. Don't bother keeping them on the page. Don't bother engaging in communication with them, because that's things that people can screenshot and be like, "Oh, you were talking to them." Just block them and keep it moving.
Yeah. Please, 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 my unique. These children, I don't know, they are doing a lot and they don't have any kind of respect for nobody. It's not like, oh, okay, this is a woman of God, or this is a pastor,
Mm-hmm.
or this is a bishop. No, they are still doing the same thing. People are coming on your DM and asking you, oh, I know you're married. Are you happy? How can you make me happy on Facebook? How possible is that? How can you make me happy on Facebook? But these are what people out there are doing. Social media is good. We connect with people. We get, for somebody like me, I use it to send out my messages. I use it to do my empowerment. And so many other people use it to connect with my friends, my
Mm-hmm.
colleagues, family. So social media has its ups. It's a positive thing. But people too are using it for negative reasons too.
Yeah.
So as I wanted to come to you today I wanted to come to you, my uniques, and encourage you guys. Be very careful out there. If somebody is messaging you something you don't like, or they are threatening your life, take it to the police. Don't play and say, oh, it doesn't matter. My dear sister, take it to the police. And then if you see they're being inappropriate, block them. Don't even go to ask them, why are you doing this to me? Because the more you ask them, then tomorrow they will say they were in a relationship with you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, people are sick out there. And they just sit in their living rooms. You see, the internet provides you the opportunity to do and say whatever without being caught. Just like you said in the beginning of the show, most of these people can never walk up to
And
you
say it in
and say,
person.
oh, hey, I want to date you. So, but the internet, nobody is seeing them. They can be in their bedroom. You don't get to see them.
Mm-hmm.
And they can write and text and say anything because they know they are in the comfort of their homes. So even though the internet it has made the world a global village, it also has its shortcomings and its, problems. But we are here today, Girls Talk, just to tell you, just to empower you, just to tell you, my uniques out there, please mind what you post on Facebook. Do you know one thing people don't know? I want to say that before we conclude. Everything you post on Facebook, most companies now,
Oh yeah.
when you go to look
They
for
have
a job,
access.
after your interview, they go to your social media platforms.
Mm-hmm.
I am a boss, so I know what I do. When people come for interviews in my school, or I want to interview people for the unique show, what I do is I go to your Facebook, I go to your Instagram, I go to your social media, because I want to see what kind of a person you are.
Yeah.
So when they go, let's say you came to apply for a manager of a store, and then after the interview, you have the certificate, you have the experience, and then they go back to your social media and they see that you are passed out drunk.
Yeah.
You are passed out drunk, you're there smoking, you're there shooting up. Do you think they will hire you?
Nope.
No, ma'am. No, sir, they will not. So social media now is an important, it has come to stay, it's not going anywhere. So please, my uniques, even make sure, be mindful of what you're posting on social media. Because everybody wants to be on social media. Some of us are just acting crazy on social media. And most of the time, it's not even really who we are.
Yeah, it's just like it's just falling into societal pressures and presenting this false sense of who you really are, but it's you're just presenting it just so that that's how you want people to perceive you, but that's not how you really are.
Exactly. Most of us is not even who we are. Some of us are just out there partying, passing out because they saw the other girl that partied and passed out and she got 5,000 likes.
Mm-hmm.
So they want to also go viral.
Yeah.
So people are trying now to make themselves look dumb just to go viral.
Mm-hmm.
People are trying to make themselves look stupid and cheap just to go viral.
Yep.
So, and this is not who they are, but they just want to go viral. So be very careful, my uniques, what you're posting out there. Present yourself in the best light. Don't post something that makes you look like you don't have your head straight.
Mm-hmm.
You are partying all the time. You are not a serious candidate. You can, because guess what? Companies, I will say it again, companies are looking at your social media platform before they hire you for a job.
Yeah.
So be very mindful what you put. What do you think about companies looking at your social media
I
platform now
think
to hire you?
even before companies, you have grad schools that now like grad school. I applied for grad school and like they'll tell you to take a photo of yourself, and I am sure that they don't tell you why. They tell you it's for your profile of your application, but it's so that they can run it in their database and find your social media from there and go and see what you look like on social media. See if you're going to be a good look for their med school. See if you're going to be a good look for their engineering school. Whatever you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
like anything you post on the internet is gonna come back to get you, even if you delete it. Like Facebook, they store posts and stuff up to 5 years, so you can delete your whole Facebook if you like. If they want to have access to it, they're gonna have access to go and find it. So you just have to be really careful because your internet, like your footsteps, your footprints on your internet follow you for the rest of your life.
Yeah, and look at even with all these celebrities, when they do stuff, before you know it, Insta, what do people call it? Twitter. Twitter has gone to pull their Twitter
Yeah, from years
from
ago.
from when they were infants.
Mm-hmm.
Be very careful because you think, oh, I'm in high school, let me post whatever. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. You're showing yourself in a very negative light. Or I say, after all, it's in high school. Tomorrow, you want to be the president of America. And then you see somebody bringing what you did in high school, and you're like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
That was, and then you see all of them, they start coming back to apologize. Oh, that was before I discovered myself. I am so sorry. That was before I got
But
to
like
know who I am.
once you get to that point, if you had 100 fans, you now have 80, and 50% of them believe you, and 30% of them don't. Like that's just not like you just might as well prevent that rather than going and doing damage control when it happens. Just watch how you talk and behave on social media.
Yeah, watch what, not even what you post, not even what how you look.
Yeah.
Also, what you're commenting
What you
on,
retweet,
and
what
what
you
you're
like,
retweeting.
what you're liking, what
They
you're
have too many
commenting on.
grammar, my people. What you're retweeting, what you're liking, and what you're sharing.
Yeah.
Because if somebody is out there using profanity, doing stuff, and then you are going there and you're retweeting it, and
Yeah.
you're liking it, and you're sharing it.
Yeah, someone like me, I'm like, I don't want that on my TL, so I just remove you. It may not have nothing to do with you, but you retweeted it. You put that on my TL. I don't want it on my timeline, so you and the post can go.
So what is here?
The timeline is like,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
timeline. Okay, guys, we are learning. We are learning real fast. So you see, because when you start posting things like that, I might not know you, but it gives me an idea of the
who
kind
you
of
are,
person you
yeah.
are. If you are on liking everything, let me say, what will I say? Liking it, everything racist,
Yeah.
you're gingering it up, you like it, you're retweeting it. I'm like, okay, something is not right right
Yeah.
here. So, and that might not even be you.
But like, why are you retweeting stuff that has
But
nothing to
that
do
might
with you?
that might not even be you, but because maybe something you saw you like, well, you liked it, and now people are going to say, "Oh, look at her, she's a racist." When you're not even that, we have to be mindful. That's why I wanted to have this chat. I didn't want to have it by myself because all this TL retweeting, screenshot, I don't know those things. So I had to bring my daughter because they are the ones that know the slogan or whatever they use. But please, my uniques, be very careful. Social media is there to help us present, like she said, the best version of ourselves. It's not there for to make us. Some of us are, oh my goodness, when you go, some of us are just doing things that you are asking yourself, Was this person sane when she was doing this?
Mm-hmm.
Or was this person sane when he was doing this? But we are all doing it because of click, like, comment. We just want people to like, we just want people to comment, we just want to go viral. I have seen mothers put their children in the worst light just to go viral. Just to go viral.
Yeah.
I have seen women put their husbands or men put their wives in the worst light just to go viral. After you go viral, then what? Then what? My sister, my brother, you guys have listened to us this afternoon. Mind what the first point we made, mind what you post on social media. Be very careful what you post on social because they will come back to bite you.
Yeah.
My mother will always say, make your words as sweet as possible in case you have to swallow them back.
Mm-hmm.
Make it very sweet in case you have to swallow them back. Number two, when you answer DMs or whatever that you don't know, take that phone off your face. Don't put your face before they take a screenshot of you and start posting things that you don't even know about.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that the people where you're applying for jobs, important schools, things about importance in your life, they go to check your Facebook and your social media platforms.
They do.
And they do. And when they go there, are they going to see you in a good light or are they going to see you in a bad light? Number four, we talked about be very, very careful who you're liking, who you're sharing, who you're retweeting, who you're, posting whatever they posted, because that might not be you. But guess what? That's what
That's
you
what
are
I'm
seeing.
gonna assume.
That's what I'm going to assume because that's what I'm seeing you post. So let us be very, very careful. And if you're a married man or you're a married woman, my sister, be proud of it and stay married. Stop creeping into little boys' DM, my sister. Stop creeping into little girls' DM pretending your wife is dead. You are divorced. You don't know where she is. Your
Yeah.
parent, for the African men, oh, it was a woman my mother picked for me. So you are the one I'm going to pick for myself. My sister, that is a lie from the pit of hell. Oh, does it matter? After all, the Bible says we can have. After all, how many wives did Solomon have? My sister, my brother, be honest, even true to your own self. Don't go out there and put a lie that your wife is dying just because you want that little girl to be your side chick. Don't go out there and say your husband is dying because you want that little boy to be your sugar boy or your side dude. Let us be honest to ourselves. If you're really unhappy, then do something about it. But don't come out here and be fraudulent and scamming people, lying. I even hear some people ask for money. Some people will just DM you from nowhere and tell you, oh, can you please give me some money? I have this, I have that, I have that. And
Yeah.
then you make the greatest mistake and think they're honest and give it to them. Now
And they
they have
scam
your,
you.
they scam you. They have your credit card information. They have everything. And then they go there and take more than you ask them to take. So even though social media has empowered us, it also has its negative side and its down. So be very careful out there. And finally, for my sister and my brother out there who is in a committed relationship or who is married, and you think it's flattering because those little boys or those little girls are coming for you. No, my sister, my brother, I think it's disrespectful. Because if you have put it out there, you are married, and you have put it out there that he is married, why would somebody still disrespect that title and
Yeah.
still come to you and ask you, can I date you? And you're laughing about it, or no, you shouldn't be happy about that.
Yeah.
That's it. That is disrespectful to you as a woman, to you as a man, disrespectful to your spouse. Number two, disrespectful to your children if you have children, and disrespectful to your marriage. That's four kinds of disrespect. So don't let them deceive you or you feel like, oh, I got it, girl. I can still get a young man. No, my sister, no, my brother. That is disrespectful to your person. Because if they respect you, they should respect your union. They should respect what you stand for and say, you know what, this lady is off limit. This man is off limit. But even though some of them will still not care and still want to do it, stand in your truth and tell them, I am not for this. I am a happily married man. I'm a happily married woman. Move on. Move on. Step out. I don't have time for that. Any other thing you want to add before we round up?
Just be careful. Your internet footprint lasts forever in a day. So just really be careful of what you post, what you look at, what you view, what you comment, what you like on every single platform. Don't think that just because you deleted it, it's gone. Be careful because this is how no, you can't explain yourself to everybody. So unfortunately, we live in a world where people judge. So just be careful.
All right, my uniques, you've had it. This is a unique chat. Girls talk. So if you want more of this, write in the comment section that you want more of this. I will bring in more guests to come and talk about things that, pertain to us, little things like this that we are interested in and we want to know. Remember, give us a thumbs up, share this video, and please subscribe to the channel. I need you to be a part of my family. Remember, you are
Yes.
beautifully and wonderfully made by God. That is why you are unique. Be kind to yourself and to each other. Bye bye.